able to Hollywood let him do a lot of work?
Yeah, it was great to see Hollywood get in the mix and, do a lot for this team. Hollywood been a guy that's been, grinding hard all camp, and he's showed this game and last game. He's one of our important players on offense, and we need him for the rest of the year.
And just what was the biggest difference you think today? Run blocking, be able to open up holes for him to get through?
Yeah, we just knew we had to get physical, and our O-line created lanes and holes for Hollywood Smothers. So I just credit the O-line for everything: pass protection, run blocking. They did it all. I congratulate them boys. Salute to them boys. They did an awesome job with blocking protection.
Jaden, go ahead.
Yeah, CJ, this is, I think, your 9th career game with at least 200 yards passing. But you look so much more confident than maybe in some of your games last year. Just how do you feel after game 2 of this season, and where do you think this offense can really go?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Of course, we got a lot of things to work on, but we've seen a lot of plays, a lot of explosive plays in these last 2 weeks, and it's gonna get better throughout the year. And I'm very excited to see it. I'm gonna keep spreading the ball around to everybody I could. Finding the open guys, and we go get the run game going more. So it's just gonna be great the whole year. And I feel comfortable and confident. Going into each game. Since last year, I've been building on my confidence and being more poised every game. So it's just been good for me.
Charlie, go ahead.
Hey, CJ, you went to the locker room down 10 at halftime. Talk about some of the adjustments that were made in the second half, kind of what was said in the locker room.
No, really, it was just our leaders coming together, our captains coming in and leading the locker room. That's what it was, the really big thing. We was playing good football. We just need to be better, be more aggressive and be more smart, with everything. So we just was drilling into their head, we got to keep playing. It's never over. It's 4 quarters of football, and it showed in the game.
DJ, go ahead.
Hey, CJ, great game out there today. As soon as y'all come into the second half, y'all start scoring on a wing. Talk about the tide and the emotion, not just with you, but the entire team, as y'all got inch closer and closer on closing that deficit.
Yeah, so this is our first time being down as a team. Last week we didn't even go down, so this was our first time. We wanted to see how we go battle through adversity. Our emotions, we was ready to go back on that field and change the trajectory of the game. Our team wanted to fight. That's was the biggest thing. We was not laying down. It was another half to go, and our team just battled back in that second half. We got stops. We scored touchdowns. We did a lot of things that we could do.
Few more questions for CJ. Rob, go ahead.
Jay, did you make a conscious effort to expand your game this season, the running, because you've made some nice runs within both contests?
Yeah, just with my ability to run, it showed this game, and I think my legs is going to help me out during the season. But I really enjoy scoring points and doing whatever it takes for the team to win.
All right, Noah, go ahead with the last question for CJ.
Hey, CJ, Will got it in there. Over the legs, 4th and 1. Defense ends in territory, where we get that, pick it up, back out, kick out the block.
Yeah, Will's a great player, man. His toughness showed today, and I'm really proud of him. We're gonna use him more. He's a really great player. He's gonna get what we can do. He's gonna do whatever he can for the team, and I just want to keep seeing him succeed.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sebastian, this week, Coach Elliott talked about the importance of third downs and getting teams in third and long situations. But y'all kind of struggled getting off the field today. What were they doing, or what were y'all not doing, that kind of made those situations difficult?
We just got to win our one-on-ones up front, get after the quarterback. There's no other way of saying it, especially me. I hold a lot of that responsibility getting to the quarterback, and so I think just up front we got to win our one-on-ones, help out the back end and their coverage, and so play in tandem.
Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, could you just take us through the mindset that you guys were talking about when it became clear that there was going to be that one last drive and you stayed at the punt there in the game?
Yeah, so Coach Shala talks a lot about being tough, bowing up, and you could see it looking around the guys in the huddle, coming out on that last drive. It was all right. These guys are ready to go, and so I think just playing every single play like it's your last that's probably the most important thing. And and just not giving up. That's it.
Noah, go ahead.
Hey Sebastian, what was the message at halftime? It seemed like in the first half Virginia was converting on almost every third down. In the second half they all up to 50%. What was the biggest message for you guys having off the field?
Yeah, it was just being physical. There's a lot of times, up front we were getting moved away, and so just being physical up front, especially, and then just leaning on guys, leaning on everybody else on the defense. Trust that everybody else is going to do their job. Yeah.
All right, last question for Sebastian will come from TJ.
Sorry about that. Sebastian, it's going into the second half. In the first half, Morris looked comfortable. What were the adjustments that were made that made them uncomfortable in the second half? And you talk about the leadership on defense that seemed like it changed everything.
Say that again.
In the second half, it looked like Chandler Morris was more uncomfortable than he was in the first half. Can you talk about the changes that were made and the leadership on the defensive side that led to those notions?
Yeah, so it was just simplifying the game plan, going back to just playing a hard, tough football, being able to lean on the leaders on the defense. Sean and Caden helps out a lot. Those guys are really vocal when we're out there, and so a lot of the guys rely on them. And so having two tough guys like that on the defense, it makes it really easy to come out and get a hot start.
Sebastian, thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate y'all.
How you guys doing?
Ian, thanks for joining us. Noah, go ahead with your question.
Ian, what was the biggest difference between the first and second half on getting off the field on third down?
I feel like just our mental focus. I feel like we kind of came out. Maybe we're a little fluttered on defense, but we kind of honed it in, kind of realized the situation that we were in, and we all kind of came together in the second half. I was really proud of how we played in the second half on defense.
Just a follow-up. Who was kind of the most vocal leader in the locker room at halftime to kind of correct that and get off the field?
I would say Caden Ford and Michelle Brown. Those guys have been our heartbeat of the defense since I first got here. And, they just kept on being them, and they pull everyone up to the standard. So we really needed that when we came out flat in the first half.
Jaden, go ahead.
Yeah, after kind of those struggles in the first half, was there, for individually for you, was there like a mental aspect of like, okay, we didn't do great, I really have to make a big play?
I wouldn't say that. I feel like we all just kind of had to hone into our 1/11th. I mean, if we're doing our job and we're doing our job inside the scheme, like the plays are going to happen. So we just kind of had to not panic and not feel like we had to make a Superman play when, if we're all doing our job, like we got a great scheme in. So, yeah, it was just we kind of found that trust, and I feel like we all kind of took a deep breath in the second half.
All right, and last question will go to Rob.
Yeah, actually, I have a two-parter. One, do you remember the last time you had an interception?
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been, I think it was in junior college.
All right, just your thoughts on the defense in the second half. Is that close to what you think you guys can be? Is that near the level you hope to be?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the standard. I mean, obviously there's still stuff that we need to clean up across the board, but it's just like the leaders on defense and like the trust that we all have in each other and our coach. I feel like that really showed in the second half. And if we can play like that, I mean, we're going to be hard to beat.
Ian, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Noah, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Sean, Keon just said that you and James were the biggest leaders at halftime, kind of correct on third down. Virginia started playing at 13. What was that conversation like, and how did you like to respond? Kind of from the rest of the defense, hold down the 3 assists in the second half.
We just knew that we weren't playing to our standard as a defense. Offense was doing their thing, going out there scoring points, doing what they're supposed to do, and just defensively we were letting them down, and we were just letting the defense know that the way we're playing right now is not. We got to cut that shit out. My fault, it's cursed, but we gotta cut that out, and play our brand of football.
Two more for Sean. Rob, go ahead.
Hey, Sean, you guys seem to make a lot of adjustments. I know the little screen out there to the running back for the line and pull. You busted that play up in the last drive. That was a play that gashed you off a few times. What was the key to making those adjustments, and how big do you think that was in the victory?
Sure, it wasn't really no big thing to it. It's just really just doing your job, and then that's what the adjustment was going into the game, going into the second half. We knew that we had to tackle better and just communicate better as a defense, and once we know that if we do that, nobody can mess with us.
Jaden, go ahead.
Yeah, Sean, I know you haven't watched the film, so this is purely like a gut reaction. But where do you think this defense is right now, and where do you think it can be as the season progresses?
As the season progresses, we're going to be we know that we can be one of the best defenses in the nation, and what we should put out there, we know that's not who we are, and we know that when we come back and we got what we put out there, we got to eat that on Sunday. You know what I mean? That's our brand of work, and we know that's not how we play football as NC State Wolfpack, and we know that when we come in on Monday, we got to be ready to work.
Sean, thanks for joining us today.
Yep.
It's mothers.
You did great, bro. You did great.
Oliver, thanks for joining us. Noah, go ahead with your question.
Oh, in the first half, you were at 25 rushing yards. In the second half, 115 on 12 carries. What was the biggest difference for you in the second half, and how much you kind of just enjoy kind of being able to put the offense on your back a little bit and just run that ball?
I just say I think the offensive line just got more comfortable. Just got more understanding of who they were going to, and just being out there, they got a feel for it. So them guys up front just got the job done, opened up holes for me, gave me some space to work, and just took off from there.
Jaden, go ahead.
Obviously, we just saw Sean come and pretend to give you a water bath. Just what's it like to play on a team that has so much fun and that's so supportive, regardless of what side of the ball they're on?
Just that just lets you know the locker room we got. Like I grew up with Sean Brown. Honestly, just everybody's here, just family, and we support each other. Like just coming out that second half, Sean Brown said, like you keep making plays, and I'm gonna get the defense together. Just the camaraderie of this team, it's just where it needs to be. And it wasn't how we liked it. It wasn't a pretty win, but it just shows the grit that we have and the love we have for each other to keep fighting.
Rob, go ahead.
Sean, Hollywood, obviously you were man a lot, but CJ had 2 touchdowns as well on the ground. You have a quarterback that can expand in his game and run like CJ has. Speak to how helpful that is for the offense and for you as a running back.
Yeah, the baby giraffe can run a little bit, but it's great to have him. He's a play. Everybody know CJ's super talented. He can change the game many ways. He can beat you with his legs, beat you with his arms. So it's just great, having somebody like that they got a game plan for and watch out for. It just make my job 10 times easier. And and I want to shout out his leadership even more. He was a big differential in that second half in the locker room, just talking to us and bringing the energy.
Noah, go ahead.
How much have you spent off of the last 6 games last year, kind of going into this year? You seem like you just tried those last 6 games. How much of those carried over into this season?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Yeah, how much of the last 6 games from last season, how much did those help kind of carry over into this year with you being the top back going to the next start?
Not much changed for me. I want to say my preparation stayed the same, my hunger stayed the same. Just trusting the process, just knowing it comes with ups and downs. A lot come with it, a lot don't. Just trusting the process. I just staying faithful, trusting God. God's with me in every battle. So I just go day by day and just work in the locker room and just spread that belief out throughout the locker room. And it's been easy for me, just coming up with a plan and like I said, just trusting the process.
And JC will have the last question.
What is it like when you have that adrenaline getting carry after carry after carry and you see your offensive line opening up holes?
I'm just I want the ball. So that's what I be telling them. It's just, my offensive coordinator trusts me, the team trusts me to run the ball. So, and just doing whatever I needed to do to win. God made that happen for us. And like I say, just doing whatever I needed to do to put us in our best situation. And the guys up front made it easier for me.
Hollywood, thanks for joining us today.
Man, thank y'all. Blessings.